Well, good morning, everyone. This is Commissioner Scar. Today is Tuesday, September 30th, 2025, and we'll call this meeting to order at 8 a.m. As a reminder, our call-in number is 1-971-254-3149. Conference ID 866-914-607#. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone to mute their phone. You can do this by pressing *6. Please unmute yourself when called to speak, again pressing *6. It's very important for all others to remain muted. Thank you. Okay, well, we will, start off with the Board of Commissioners roll call. Commissioner Bell.
Oh, hey, good morning. Sorry, I was distracted.
Good morning. Glad to have you with us. Commissioner Fournier.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right. Normally, we would start with Adventist Health Tillamook, but Eric Swanson is unavailable this week, and I believe also next week. So we would jump right into the Coastal Caucus. However, I don't seem to have either of the Coastal Caucus members with us this morning. So we will skip over them. I will keep an eye out just in case they join just a little bit late. Sometimes that happens when we don't have Adventist Health Tillamook. Everyone relies on just a little bit of lead time before they jump into the call. So I'll keep my eye out for our senator and representative. But absent their being here, we would jump right into the Tillamook County Community Health Center, and I see Camille Sorensen. Good morning, Camille.
Good morning. I am ready. First of all, before the month of September is over, we want to draw attention to Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. This year, nearly 288,300 U.S. men will be told they have prostate cancer. It is one of the most common cancers in men, both in the U.S. and globally. But when caught early, prostate cancer is highly treatable, which is why we work to raise awareness about the disease and encourage men to know their risk and talk to their doctor. Cases of advanced prostate cancer are on the rise, and a man's best line of defense is to get tested before they become a problem. While not all prostate cancers need treatment, early detection is still key. We acknowledge that opting for prostate cancer screening is a personal decision, and the American Urology Association suggests men ages 45 to 69 with an average risk of prostate cancer to talk to their doctor about whether prostate cancer screening testing is right for them. For men with a higher risk of getting prostate cancer, they should consider talking to their doctor as early as 40 to 55 years old. This year, the Great Oregon Shakeout will take place on Thursday, October 16th at 10:16 a.m. Whether you are at home, work, or going about your daily activities, we encourage everyone to join and practice your shakeout drill to practice earthquake safety. You can register your participation and access related information and resources at www.shakeout.org/Oregon. The staff here at TCCHC will be participating by holding our own evacuation drills at each of our locations at that time. Again, that is October 16th at 10:16 a.m. Excuse me. Also, and lastly, Tillamook County Community Health Center will hold walk-in vaccine clinics every Monday and Wednesday starting October 13th. The last walk-in clinic will be on November 24th. The walk-in clinic will be held at our new Main Street Clinic location at 800 Main Avenue, Suite A in Tillamook. Clinic hours will be on Mondays, 1 to 6 p.m., and Wednesdays from 9 to 4. Vaccines are also available at local area pharmacies. If you have any questions about vaccines, we encourage you to speak with your primary care provider. And these clinics are walk-in only. And that is all I have to report today.
Thank you, Camille. Appreciate that. Okay. Yes, thank you. Continuing down our list, Nehalem Bay Health Center and Pharmacy, Gail.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Well, it's finally here. This Saturday, October 4th, is the ribbon cutting, and it starts at 1 o'clock. Opening remarks are at 1:30, followed by self-guided tours. We have maps available, everything's all set up. And if you're planning on attending, just follow the parking event signs that will be in Wheeler. And in preparation, on Friday the 3rd, which is the day before, the pharmacy will be closed. However, it will open on Monday, October 6th, and the pharmacy then again is closed this Friday, open on Monday at the new facility, and that will be Monday, October 6th. We will start seeing patients on Wednesday, October 8th in the afternoon. And that's it for me this morning. I'm very excited. I hope you can join us. And if you have any questions, now would be the time.
Thank you, Gail. Well, I will be there on Saturday and looking forward to it. I can't wait to see that new facility.
Thank you. It's going to be spectacular, and there's a few surprises inside, and I hope you can join us.
Wonderful. All right. Well, I hope to see everyone else there as well. Okay, we will keep moving. Tillamook Family Counseling, Frank Hannah Williams.
Good morning, commissioners and everyone. Frank Hannah Williams, Director of Tillamook Family Counseling Center, Behavioral Health Services for Tillamook County residents. If you have questions, interested in making an appointment, or any other inquiries about any of our services, you can reach us at 503-842-8201 or 1-800-962-2851. Want to just quickly bring to your attention our Active Parenting series. That is a partnership between Tillamook Family Counseling Center and the Northwest Parenting Group. It's a comprehensive parenting education series for parents and caregivers. And this course is a virtual 3 sessions starting October 15th. It will be October 15th, 22nd, and 29th from 6 to 8 p.m. And if you are interested or have questions, you can please email one of the persons who is the facilitator. That is Melissa Carlson Swanson. You can reach her by emailing Melissa CS at tfcc.org. And the training is at no charge, and for participants who live in the Northwest Parenting Region Group area, that is Tillamook, Clatsop, and Columbia counties. So again, Active Parenting Series, October 15th, 22nd, and 29th. And that is my update for today. And if there are any questions, I will take them.
Thank you, Frank. Appreciate that. Okay, we will keep moving. Emergency Management, Randy Thorpe, good morning.
Good morning, Commissioner. At least this time I didn't lock myself out when I hit the unmute button. So anyway, start off with just like to let everybody know that the 2 FEMA grant applications that the county has in for the Holden Creek Advanced Assistance and the Flood Detection Warning System down the Fraser River are still in their review status with FEMA. We've received 2 or 3 different requests for additional information, and so hopefully this last go around they will have gotten what they need to make a decision. So hopefully we'll find out whether or not we're going to receive any funding for those 2 projects here shortly, hopefully. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed on that one. Also, just want to mention that we had a very successful tabletop exercise on the 18th. This was a tabletop to go over hazardous material incident response. We did have a incident response plan written for us, and this was a way to test that plan to see how well it was written and if we found any gaps, which we did. And also we found some great strengths that we had, but we had great participation. We had 22 people involved with that, and very, very wide group of individuals over there. So it was very happy to see him. It was very productive. And so along that same line, we've got some training planned for this fall and winter here in Tillamook County. We'll be bringing in the ICS, the Incident Command System 300 course, which is a 3-day course, and the ICS 400, which is a 2-day course. We're also going to bring in, it's called the G402. Basically it's a overview for our senior officials, and the purpose is to familiarize them, which would be our executives, elected and appointed officials, city and county managers, agency administrators, and basically we go over their roles in supporting incident management. And that's about a 3 to 4 hour course. So that's a half-a-day course with that one. And the last course we want to bring in this fall and winter is an Emergency Operations Center Incident Command System interface. And it basically is an 8-hour course. It goes over where our Emergency Operations Center, the EOC, and how that interacts with those people on the ground that are actually doing the work during any types of our incidences that we have here in the county. So I am going to be able to give you at least a 6 to 8 week advance notice, so you can all fit it into your schedules. And as soon as I firm up some dates and instructors and locations where we can have this, I will get this advertised out, and I will send it out to as many people as I think could benefit from this. And if anybody thinks that any of these courses would be beneficial to them, their organization, their agencies, or their city organizations, you can reach out to me, and we can definitely make sure to get those invites and the registration material for those courses. So like I say, we'll probably start those first part of November and just work our way through probably January or February of next year. So with that, I will turn it back to Commissioner Scott.
All right, thank you, Randy. We'll look forward to those upcoming classes. Okay, next is our Board of Commissioners. Commissioner Fournier, would you like to kick us off today?
Sure, I don't have too much today. I just wanted to mention that last weekend I had the pleasure of attending the Oregon Coast Economic Summit, which was put on by the Coastal Caucus. I was hoping they would be here to talk a little bit about the weekend, but I'll just mention it. It was down in Coos Bay, and it was put on by the senators and representatives of the Coastal Caucus. And it was a packed day with a bunch of different breakout sessions. And it was great to hear some ideas on what some other communities are doing for some economic stimulus, and to kind of connect with other commissioners in other counties. There was, they talked about the port they're putting in Coos Bay. They talked about 100% fish, which I had heard of earlier this year. That's being happens. It's from Iceland, where they take a fish, and instead of just having the fillets off it, they actually use the whole fish, and it turns a fish that's maybe valued at $5 into a fish that's worth $2,000. And it's something that's actually happening now on the coast in what they call the Oregon Ocean Cluster. And there's a restaurant down in Newport called Local Ocean, which is fantastic. If you've never been there, it's on the bayfront. And they're actually doing this. They're taking rockfish, and of course, they're using the rockfish in the restaurant. And then they're making dog treats out of the carcass. And apparently, they're very successful that they're running out of fish carcasses. So I steered them to Garibaldi, and hopefully we can make a connection there. But it was a great time. I appreciate going to these summits and getting some ideas to bring back home. There was a lot of talk about the blue economy, which is all the industries related to the ocean and maritime stuff. And one of the things that was interesting and made me, and I don't know why it didn't click before, and we're talking about increasing the trades in our high school, and which I think are very important. I think we're finding out that we need people in trades, welders and mechanics and stuff. And what I never thought about was part of the blue economy, of course, is like a diesel mechanic. In order to fix these boats, the fishing boats. And so it kind of opened my eyes to say the blue economy is much more than I originally was thinking of. I was just thinking of fishing and related industries, but really keeping those fishing vessels actually moving is a big part of that. So it kind of opened my eyes again about why these trade programs that we have in our schools in Tillamook County are so important and how we should be expanding them. I think as our population is aging, we want to keep some of the younger people here. And in order to do that, we have to have good opportunities for them to want to stay here to make a living and raise a family. So, you come back from these events and these summits and you feel energized, and it's just the challenge is keeping the momentum going and the motivation going. So I'm working on that. There'll be more to come from that, but yeah, I just wanted to give a quick rehash of that. So that's all I've got.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Bell.
Good morning. Well, I would like to talk a little bit about the Great American Shakeout, which is coming up on October 16th. I had the pleasure yesterday of attending the Tillamook County Emergency Management Communicators meeting, which is happening quarterly now at PUD. They host it for us, and it's a great group of communicators who gather to talk about how do we communicate with our community in emergencies and disasters, and how can we work better together to help get a consistent word out, messaging. And so it was good. We had a little recap of the distant tsunami communication and what worked and what didn't work very well, like who didn't get the information that they needed. And so, we learned from that, and we'll try some different things, do more next time. And also we talked about the things that people don't know. Like there are, in terms of the distant tsunami, I think there were some basic assumptions made, like, people understand that if the earthquake happened in Russia, that it's not going to be 100-foot wave here, but not everybody understands that. So for some people, tsunami is tsunami, and they don't know the difference between distant and local, and tsunamis are terrifying. And now most of us, if not all of us, have seen videos of tsunamis hitting places, and it's terrifying. And so some people just heard tsunami and they evacuated. And so that led to a further discussion about things people don't know and the Great American Shakeout. So every year on October 16th at 10:16 in the morning, there's an event called the Great American Shakeout where we practice our earthquake safety. And so at 10:16, schools practice this, some businesses practice this. I think we all should practice this. At 10:16, we pause, take cover, and do what we would do in the event of a major earthquake. And so it's good practice. But here we have the additional opportunity to practice evacuating if we're in a tsunami zone. Because if we have a major earthquake here and it's just off the coast, then we are at imminent risk for a tsunami, a local tsunami, which could be devastating. And so here's the opportunity for people who are in a tsunami zone to practice the Great American Shakeout, shelter, do what you can to keep yourself safe during the imaginary earthquake, and then evacuate immediately. Because you may have, depending on where you're at the coast, if you're in a tsunami inundation zone, you may have 15 to 20 minutes to get out before the wave arrives. So something that came up at the meeting yesterday was, do people know whether or not they're in a tsunami inundation zone? Like, is this something that we're assuming they know? And do they know where their evacuation sites are? Well, apparently not, because we heard stories of folks who are evacuating to public places that are not evacuation sites, which is okay, but it raised the awareness that people don't know. And also, those sites were not in places where houses would be inundated. So then that just made us aware, like, oh, people might not really know. So just this morning, I just Googled Tillamook tsunami inundation map and found it easily. You can Google it. And on the east side of residential Tillamook, the five blocks on the east side most of them have some, well, not most of them, but of those 5 blocks from Cedar East, there are areas of tsunami inundation. So way over there on the east side, there are places in the tsunami inundation zone, including the hospital is right on the edge, and also Front Street, downtown Front Street. And the assembly sites for those places are Liberty School, the library, the parking lot across 3rd Street from the library, and Tillamook High School. I wouldn't go to Tillamook High School on 10/16 as part of the drill, just because they'll be in school. But Liberty High School and the library would be great choices. On the north end of town, all of 101, that usually floods when we're having a flood, all of 101 from Front Street to the Wilson River is in the inundation zone. So that's frightening, but also not surprising. And the assembly sites there are the food bank and up on Juneau Hill. So I encourage people who live and work in Tillamook to look at the Tillamook Tsunami Inundation Zone map and map where you are. Do you live in a tsunami inundation zone, or do you work in a tsunami inundation zone? And then figure out what your evacuation route is. I think it just isn't something that folks right in central Tillamook think about very much because we're not right on the beach. So I'll stop there for today. Encourage people to do a little internet research and participate in the October 16th Great American Shakeout, because it's coming right up, and it's a great opportunity to participate and practice. And you know, when and if this happens, God forbid, we'll save lives by being prepared. Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner Bell. Very, very important information, and we are not far from the shakeout. So you have time to take a look before the drill, but you don't necessarily have time before when it will happen, right? Could be happen any day. So take a look at that map today and know where to go. Okay, I'm going to cover a couple of things. Last week, I had the opportunity to tour the mill here at Hampton. Really, really interesting tour. And you know, I'm hearing Paul talk about jobs, and a really big takeaway for me from the mill was just the jobs that are there. I believe they said they employ about 175 people. And so many of those jobs at this point are mechanized jobs, and many of them are computer-based jobs. There's a lot of technology inside that mill, and it was interesting to talk with them about how they recruit folks, and really the training, the majority of it can happen right there in the mill. So as we talk about jobs and we talk about how an industry such as the timber industry, where we think of perhaps growing or cutting trees, expands outward, obviously the mill is a huge base of that, and they need all of those positions, including maintenance, including computer operators, including, you know, lots of different things. So we do have a lot of jobs here that are good paying jobs that young people can get into right out of high school and be trained on the job. And the mill had many of those. So it was very interesting. I went from there to Southern Oregon for a meeting of the Oregon-California Railroad Timber Counties, which is, we are a part of that. It's when we talk about how we used to get so much federal timber, this group is a lobbying body, really. We work to make sure that the federal government knows the challenges that are in our rural communities, and we work with legislation to try to get back to a place where we can receive some of that revenue. And there are hopeful steps being taken at the federal government, but it'll be a bit before that happens. So it's always an interesting meeting. I learn something every time, and you know, look forward to the hope that we can bring timber harvest to a place where it is sustainable. It protects both our environment and our communities by contributing some more revenue. So that was a great meeting. Just a couple other things. Transportation bill. I know many people were aware of that. We talked about it with the senator and the representative over the last few weeks. They did have the special session yesterday in the state Senate. The transportation bill did pass. The county's part of that is that I've talked about before. Inside the transportation funding is county's transportation funding. Frankly, for every dollar that the state gets in the state highway fund, 50 cents to ODOT, 30 cents to counties, 20 cents to cities. So you probably have heard me say that before, and you'll hear me say it many times again. That 50, 30, 20 split is exceptionally important to counties. And with all of the machinations and gyrations of the transportation bill over the session and the special session, it was our focus as counties to make sure that whatever did happen contained a 50, 30, 20, and they did pass the bill and it did contain the 50, 30, 20. So for Tillamook County, we have also talked about in relation to federal money, the SRS, the Secure Rural Schools Act, which was first passed back in the early 2000s to help replace revenue that was not coming from federal timber. So we still are not receiving revenue from federal timber, although we're looking to the future and being hopeful. We are also not receiving the Secure Rural Schools funding because that did not get reauthorized in the federal budget as they move forward with continuing resolutions. And I bring that up in partnership with the transportation bill because there will be some additional funding in that 30% I spoke about from the state that will come to Tillamook County, and it will help us hopefully just hold strong where we've been by replacing that now missing SRS or Secure Rural Schools funding. So while it is good for us, the state will be passing more on, and unfortunately, I expect it to be at best a hold even for us. It's not going to increase what we can do on our roads because we're losing federal at the same time. So tricky stuff and lots to keep apprised of. The last thing I'm going to mention is the biological opinion. We've been talking about it a great deal. We talked about the public comments opportunity that's open right now for the biological opinion. And I want to highlight that tonight we will be holding a community meeting at the Port of Tillamook Bay. It will be in the boardroom at the Port of Tillamook Bay. We will be live streaming FEMA's online meeting about the biological opinion of their evaluation of the environmental impact statement. So we will be listening to what FEMA has to say. And at the end of that meeting, there will be an opportunity to make public comment to FEMA online. So we will be there as staff at the county to make sure the technology is available for those who are uncomfortable or unable to stream this meeting in their own home and comment from their own home. People are welcome to join us at the Port of Tillamook Bay, where we will make that technology available. We will open the doors at 5 o'clock, and the meeting itself goes from 6 to 8. We are not sure that we'll be able to get everyone who wants a public comment to do so verbally, but we will have staff armed with computers ready to help you make an online comment if we are not able to get everyone in the room to comment verbally just based on time in the meeting. So please know that you do not have to come to this meeting. You can do this from the comfort of your own home if you are comfortable with the computer functions of a Zoom meeting, and you can find the link to that if you just go to the main web page for the county. There it says biological opinion right there on our front page. You can click there and then it'll take you to another page where you click the next link and you can find that meeting and do this from your own home if you wish. But if you are someone who is computer challenged, or maybe you don't even have internet or strong enough at your home, please join us at the Port. Okay. And if you have questions about that, I know I spoke quickly, please feel free to reach out today and we can give you more information. But it is tonight at the Port of Tillamook Bay, 5 to 8. With that, I will wrap up my presentation. We will move on to the city of Manzanita. Good morning, Mayor Stock.
Good morning, Commissioner Scar and everyone else. Just a few things. It's amazing to me. I have a meeting. We have a week with no meetings. We haven't had one of those in a while. So work continues on in all the projects that I normally speak about on this call. I will just mention we have a few of our counselors who are going to be able to attend the League of Oregon Cities meeting in Portland later this week. And so I won't be able to attend that, but I'm looking forward to hearing what we learn from other cities, small and large, across the state, and also some of the legislative agenda setting that the cities participate in a meeting like this. So that'll be great, and always good to see what else is going out there on in the other parts of the state. And that's it for Manzanita, except to say we're very excited, and I think most of the council will be able to attend the opening of the new health facilities in Wheeler. Very excited about that, and want to extend congratulations to all the people who've worked so very, very hard on funding that project and building it. That's it.
Excellent. Thank you, Mayor. Okay, we will move on to Rockaway Beach and Mayor Charles McNeely. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm excited to share that our city recorder, Melissa Thompson, received the Oregon Association of Municipal Recorders Recorder of the Year Award. Melissa's family, the city manager, and I attended the ceremony in Eugene to celebrate her well-deserved recognition. There's really nothing better than seeing a hardworking member of our staff receive recognition for all that they do for Rockaway Beach. I'm pleased to say that the Department of Environmental Quality and the Oregon Health Authority have approved the city's 2025 Source Water Protection Plan. We are now working on the Forest Stewardship Plan in our journey to ownership of the lower portion of the Jetty Creek watershed. The Rockaway Beach Fire and Rescue Push-In ceremony was held last Saturday. The well-attended community event featured the push-in, hot dogs, ice cream, and drawings for a go bag and rides in the ladder truck. I will say that there was a lot of adults acting like kids as they experienced what it was like to ride in our new piece of equipment. I did learn that our ladder truck is a Quint. A Quint fire truck combines a ladder truck and fire engine with 5 main tools: pump, water tank, hose, aerial device, and ground ladders. It was an honor also to have County Commissioner Aaron Scar and State Representative Cyrus Javity in attendance at the push-in ceremony. And then finally, our quarterly emergency preparedness meeting is scheduled for this Wednesday, October 1st at City Hall at 6 p.m. We are moving from a monthly meetings to quarterly meetings. With that, back to you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Mayor. And it was a joy to be at your event this weekend. So it's super exciting
Thank
for our communities. Okay, we will move on to the city of Bay City. And I believe I'm seeing City Manager David McCall today.
Yes, you are. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So I have just 2 things for you this morning. One is we announced previously the city has been awarded several grants to improve our playground at Al Griffin Memorial Park. And we are putting together a ad hoc playground committee looking for citizens who would like to have some input and help us choose which pieces of playground equipment we would like and where to position those things. And we're accepting applications for that through the end of business tomorrow. So especially if you live in the community and have kids and use that playground and we'd like to get your input on what would be best for that. Get an application off of our website or at City Hall and submit it by tomorrow evening. The other thing we've decided we will be having our Trunk or Treat event on October 31st here between City Hall and Fire Station 41. And so if you live in this area, have a vehicle that you'd like to decorate or come into the hall and put up a table with a stand, get ready. The announcement should be coming out in a couple of days so you can sign up and decorate wildly and help entertain our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we will wrap up with the city of Tillamook and City Manager Sean Lewis. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm going to make this really easy on you. I have nothing to report.
Wow, well, that was quick. All right. Well, with that, we are giving everybody a few minutes back in their day today. So I'll thank KTIL for broadcasting and everyone for attending. We will adjourn at 8:34 a.m. Have a fabulous day.